And now we're at a place where I'm not questioning, but there are some people who question who can comment on politics and who can comment on his sexual life.
Right.
So much so that we have a Fox News anchor. What is her name? Laura Ingraham.
Laura Ingraham? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Who spoke out against a basketball player, LeBron James, one of the best basketball players in our nation, who decided he had an opinion about the politics in our country and went on ESPN, a podcast, to speak about his opinions. Well, she took her platform as an opportunity to downcut his opinion and say that as a high school dropout, which he is not, but she accused him of being one, that he should not have an opinion on politics and that he needs to stay in his lane and just dribble a ball. And that nobody elected LeBron into his position as a basketball player. But then there's the other side of the story where nobody really elected Laura into her seat on Fox News.
Right.
It's a job just like his is, and they're paid a lot of money to do that.
Do we have the clip?
Oh, I don't know. I have it coming up here.
You have to hear.
Oh, we do have it.
Yeah, you have to hear it in her own words, what her opinion about all this.
Okay, we don't have the clip to play, but I have the link and I can put it into our comments.
Okay.
The idea, unless I can get it to play from here, which would be lovely. Hold on, let's see. I'll put my microphone up to it. Position as a basketball player, but then there's the other side of the story. Guys, that's our live stream. Hold on. Nobody really elected Laura into her seat on Fox News.
Oh, hey, that's you.
That's me. One second.
You're quoting yourself.
Here's Laura.
Which is always fun.
Superstar LeBron James is talking politics again, and this time it's R-rated. Here's his barely intelligible, not to mention ungrammatical take on President Trump in a new ESPN podcast.
The number one job in America, the point of person, is someone who doesn't understand the people and really don't give a about the people.
Oh, okay.
She comes back.
There's more gripping insight. ESPN host Carrie Champion asked James and fellow NBA star Kevin Durant about what she described as Trump's racist comments.
I feel like our team as a country is not ran by a great coach.
It's not even a surprise when he says something. It's not even a surprise. It's like laughable. It's like,
it's laughable.
It's laughable and it's scary.
But it's also scary because I shouldn't be numb to your racist comments.
Right.
I shouldn't be numb to your behavior.
I'm numb to this commentary. Like, must they run their mouths like that? Unfortunately, a lot of kids and some adults take these ignorant comments seriously. Look, there might be a cautionary lesson in LeBron for kids. This is what happens when you attempt to leave high school a year early to join the NBA. And it's always unwise to seek political advice from someone who gets paid $100 million a year to bounce a ball. Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, you're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself.
Wow.
Or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
That's you know what? Anybody's free to say whatever they would like to say. And, but if LeBron had come out and said that he supports the president, then the comments would be allowed. And
of course.
So that's kind of belittling because everybody can say what they want. And a lot of times athletes are criticized for not being political. Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods made a ton of money by staying out of politics and being 100% sellable to, and you know, Michael Jordan said that. I'm not going to come out one way or the other because I will lose half of my customers to buy my Hanes underwear or my Gatorade or, you know, whatever
Wheaties,
it is.
whatever he's on.
Yeah, so that's insulting. It's mean-spirited. LeBron can say whatever he wants, whether you agree with it or not. But I'm not shocked that this is coming from that particular network. And if somebody says anything against the president, that's what I would expect them to say.
So, okay, I just have one base reaction to this. Okay. Let's say someone doesn't go to college. That doesn't invalidate you.
It doesn't.
There's millions of people that don't go to college. That doesn't mean if you go to college, then your political opinion is more valid or more informed or what have you. I mean, we've got to get away from that because I'm not looking at race or success or anything like that. That's the first thing that she attacked him on that to invalidate that opinion is that this is your path in life. That's not what you're supposed to do, or that's not the normal way to success.
Right.
So it's invalidated, and I have a real problem with that because I think there's all these it seems like to be heard, to have an opinion, you have to jump through all these hoops. There has all these qualifications. You're not smart enough in my eyes. You didn't go to this, or you went to college, but you didn't go to this school.
Right.
Or you dropped out of high school. Sometimes people drop out of high school because life happens.
Correct.
They have to take care of a parent.
Or they have an idea.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, there's so many things
Here's
that happen.
the thing, though.
You cannot. If you are an individual in the United States and you have an opinion on something, it's valid because it's your opinion and you know how you express it. You vote, and that's it. If he wants to comment more on that, he has a bigger platform, and she may disagree with him. What's happening here is that she has a platform, he has a platform. The volume is much louder because these are well-known people, and they're expressing their political points of view to a much larger audience. So the volume is raised, but it's the same text. I think this, they disagree. But the tone of that is basically to immediately invalidate anything that he says because he did not go on the traditional path that people tell you you're supposed to. I have a problem with that.
You almost wonder, would she have an issue with the fact that these middle school, high school students that are speaking out on the school shooting in Florida, they haven't graduated from high school yet. They don't have any validation in the world yet, and yet they're preaching to Donald Trump about the politics that they want to see enacted. And they have strong opinions. Do their opinions not matter? Well, that's what I would want to know, how she feels.
I respect the host's right to say anything she wants about what LeBron James said, and it's his right. She should address the fact that LeBron James said this. But to say, shut up and dribble, or you never went to college, or you're making $100 million a year, enjoy the freedoms that you're...
Here's the thing, though. Fox News has athletes on as talking heads.
Of course they do.
Often. They just don't happen to be black.
That was unnecessarily demeaning.
And there can be... It was incredibly demeaning. But she's just not sticking to the same Fox News agenda in that if you have athletes on your talk show to be a political voice, then how can you go and degrade another one who has a political voice?
Right, because there's been athletes that have strong political opinions. Curt Schilling, the pitcher, he's very politically active. He's strong.
Paying a price for that too. He's like off everybody's radar now because of what he said. He's conservative, and he's like off of networks. He's persona non grata everywhere. Because he's come out and said some pretty conservative things.
Right, but it's still, that's his opinion. You know, I mean, maybe it doesn't play well to everybody, but if you have an opinion because of your path in life or what you do for a job, it does not invalidate what you think about things. And nobody voted for you to have an opinion. You don't get voted for to have an opinion. The interesting thing, I think, the great thing about politics in this country is that we all are allowed to react to, is this going the way that I want it to or not? And that's where your opinion comes from. And it's only your reaction. It's sort of like when you go to the movies.
Okay.
I like that movie or I didn't like that movie. You don't need a college degree to evaluate that.
No, it's an
You
opinion.
are reacting to these decisions made in this climate are something I agree with or I don't agree with. And anything aside from what you do, where you came from, how much money you make, your race, your gender, does not invalidate what you think. Your opinions are yours, and they should always be respected.
And Kimberly Morgan chimed in, and she said, if I were to listen to celebrities and their beliefs, I probably wouldn't get out into the world. I grew up believing that everyone is entitled to their opinions and their beliefs. The bigger person is being to accept a person's belief or opinion and still be able to carry on a relationship or friendship with that person. So that's when you guys do not agree. Be considerate, respectful of each other. She says, I don't know, that's just me. And that's ideal. That is a utopian society where we all get along and sing kumbaya. But as Walt Gray and I were talking about this morning on Morning Blend, the world is so divisive, or just this nation and the two political sides are at such extreme odds that it's hard to even agree on whether it is sunny out today.
You know, Ariane, I think the country's always been this way. It's just with social media, you now know what your neighbor thinks. And people used to,
But
now everything's about expressing opinion, sharing, social media. I mean, you have all these friends on Facebook or Instagram, and people are emboldened to say what they want. Friendships are gained and lost because of that. Growing up, we didn't have any of this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what my neighbor down the street, because people didn't talk about really how they voted.
Until they put those signs out. I remember that was definitely a talking point in my neighborhood growing up.
Sure, that's part of it, but you're choosing to do that, and a lot of people did do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think nowadays, people grind on social media, and they will spend all day just wearing their insides out, arguing with someone on Facebook, and at the end of the day, you're just like, oh man, what is that? What did you win? You've won nothing. You've not changed anyone's mind. You're just fighting with people because you're grinding your intestines out.
You hate to stop people and put them in their tracks when they want to express a political opinion, because there have been plenty of times in this country's history where people don't get out to vote and they don't want to express their political opinion. So we don't want to hold those people back, but at the same time, we need a forum, and we've talked about this before. We need a forum where people feel comfortable expressing their opinions and not judged for them. And Facebook said at the end of last year going into this year that they want to make Facebook that platform and try to create this culture of understanding. Will that happen? I don't know.
That's a really good point. There was a discussion going on Nextdoor.com yesterday, and it had to do with McClatchy High School and their HIS program, and is it, elitist and the minorities getting on. And this woman on Nextdoor was ranting about it on Nextdoor with the headline racism. And we spent all this money to move to this neighborhood, and my child didn't get into the program. And does anyone know of an attorney? And somebody chimed in and said, hey, this is not the forum for this. And it's true. The Nextdoors are for dog lost, robbers at my door. Have you seen the photo of this person who threw a rock through? Or I got some stuff for sale.
That's when you want to use that downvote button.
Yeah, it's like
free cinder blocks. Where is it? I'm going to be there.
That's what I really want to know.
Wrong nasty forum for this. Take it somewhere else. And it was just like,
I'm here for it.
But the fireworks discussion on Nextdoor on the 5th of July.
Oh, I don't know this one.
I get that. That's true.
That's worthwhile.
Illegal fireworks, you'll know.
Okay.
The next time you're 4th of July, and people are supposed to just do safe and sane, not here we go off on another tangent, but people are blowing stuff up that's like from Somalia. Okay, it's bad.
It's bad.
And the next day, everybody's like, this was the worst 4th of July ever. I was up until 1 in the morning because my neighbor was blowing up all kinds of illegal stuff.
Well, I'm sitting right here, and I only barely talk like that.
No, I'm not. That's not you.
I'm that guy.
You're the commenter?
I stay up, and I'm like this.
He's angry because we, on the morning show, go to bed at a ridiculous time.
Yes.
We're the most affected by this. But it's
accurate.
But people, it's like people every year go, this was the not you. This was the worst 4th of July ever. I thought we were in the demilitarized zone and we were under attack.
My Lord.
And you will hear that, and that's how it rolls out. And that's what should be on Nextdoor. And then everybody goes, hey, I know the person who was doing it till midnight. And you're like, oh, okay, who was that? So the next day, we go over there and we blow up his.
Lord have mercy.
Comments. We have to get some comments. I'd like to hear what people feel about this, going all the way back, because we covered a lot of ground.
We did. Douglas Sterling says that at least Fox News is honest and truthful, reporting facts, not emotions. Feelings are not factual. For all they just do for you, they are the same. They are just feelings.
Well, they may be facts, but if you have, and this is not a newscast that is on, it's a talk show, and it's like, okay, you can roll out the facts, and I would hope that the facts would be, but to say you dribble a basketball, keep your opinions to yourself,
seems emotional.
Why would you want to do that? Just because you disagree, you're telling LeBron James or anyone to not share what they feel, and I wouldn't want any party to tell another party that.
Right.
Okay, so we have later on in the comments. Oh, okay, this is fun. This is from David Wong. I was actually in an internship when Monica Lewinsky, the affair broke, and shortly after, he started dating his boss. And what that sort of dynamic is like and how that impacts what we're going through now with the Me Too movement and this power struggle, and can you have inter-office relationships?
David Wong was dating his boss?
That's what it is.
Well, I mean, but Bill Clinton is married, and he's the president, and had a dalliance with an intern. I mean,
Many
we've all dated people that we worked with, or maybe you haven't. I know you
worked
have.
in female
I know
industries.
you have, bro.
Well,
But I'm just saying, I mean, that's a little different. Dating your boss, which is consensual, and you're both single,
Right.
is different than the president of the United States who's married, who's in the Oval Office,
It's a lot
and has an
different.
intern in there. I think it's a little different.
Just going through these comments. And, okay, Kimberly Morgan, Taylor Swift emailed her back in the day. It was when she had her first album. Kimberly emailed her, and she emailed back. She
Cool.
says she likes to think it was before she got crazy famous, so she had the time to do it.
Wow.
Kimberly, it could have been her PR person.
Well, it could,
but I don't want to rain on your parade.
Let's
I don't
not
wanna
blow that up. I mean, sure, that was nice. I mean, I think that's a nice moment when you get a response
I love
before they
that.
get really big.
Yes, and I love that Taylor does actually reach out to her fans. When her Reputation album came out, people were worried about it because it was definitely a departure from what she usually does. And so she hosted this big listening party at her house and invited some of her closest friends and just played the album out on piano. She does care about her fans, so Kimberly, maybe she was the one that wrote back to you.
Yeah.
I am not going to pee in your Cheerios on that one.
Whoa!
You guys don't say that?
Well,
we
no,
say that
I've
in our
never
house.
heard that. We're breaking new ground on the show.
I know a topic for Monday.
Wow, I'm not going to try that either. That doesn't sound very flavorful.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. You guys seriously don't have those sayings in your homes?
No. That would be under the headline of Arianisms.
I love it. We say a lot of weird things in our family. I think because
You're
I grew
close.
up in a
You're
family.
close and open, and you're from Philadelphia.
Not because
Very
we're from
open
Philadelphia.
people.
No, but in a family where a lot of the people speak a different language, some colloquialisms
Okay.
are changed dramatically.
I hear you.
So much so that I was going to school and I would say things that I learned in my house, and people were like, "You just don't say it that way."
Yeah.
I also didn't learn that Manischewitz was a wine until I was in college.
Well, I just had in my ear someone wondered who won the Super Bowl. Do you have an update on that? Eagles, okay. We just want to continue this good vibe
Anywho,
that Ariana is
It's
supplying.
Friday.
It is Friday.
And I love talking. So there we go. We have a talk show to do just that.
And you get paid for it.
I
How many
do.
people get paid who love to talk?
Isn't it nice?
I think it's a wonderful thing.
Well, I hope you guys have a good weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Go
Rob is
Eagles.
scheduled out. Rob has no time to himself this weekend.
Lies.
He's fully
This is-
scheduled out.
This is
He's
his
busy.
weekend for spontaneous
There's
activity.
no Rob time this weekend.
Every minute spent with my family is a joy and a pleasure.
Oh, righty then.
Well done. Well done.